Hello, runners. It is so exciting to be here. This is Coach Srivatsan, and this is my sixth season as a runner with Runners High and my third season as a coach. So it's super exciting for me to finally do this. This is a new stressor for me that my coach has decided to introduce to me this season. Do the hosting of the walk with the coach, which for clarification I've never done before. So good luck to you all following what's going to happen today. With that said, so this is an exciting time for all of us as a group because we have close to about 500 runners this season, and we have approached or actually arrived at the middle of this whole journey that we have undertook from the beginning. So we are at week number 8 of a 16 weeks of running journey that is ahead of us. And it's so exciting that we've all arrived here, and lots of new things that are going to happen in the coming weeks. And I'm super thrilled that I get to discuss that with my coach. So, Bala, what do you think?
Hey,
Have,
awesome. First of all, as he rightly said, Srivatsan is not someone who shies away from a challenge. So again, as always, pulled him into this just with like 1 minute of training and about 8 hours of advance warning. That's it. Either 8 hours later, we will connect our Zoom call and we talk, and then 1 minute later, before I'm just saying what we need to discuss, and here we are. That just shows the character of this person, Srivatsan, one of my all-time favorite students, running students, great friend as well. Not just here, but I would say, can I call myself as your coach for poker as well, even though you've done both?
absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
But in both these cases, both running and poker, he is far exceeded me, which is the best thing that can happen for a guru, right? Sishya doing not better than the guru on both these occasions. So it's a pleasure to coach you, Srivatsan. Coach Srivatsan. It's been an absolutely incredible journey for all fellow runners who do not know. Maybe Srivatsan, why don't you give a little introduction about yourself? For many of you may not know you, who you are as a person.
So I am a research scientist by occupation, and that is the stuff I do when I'm not running. So these days, most of my time seems to be consumed by running. And in a family of runners with my wife, Aparna, and my daughter, Sanjana, both in the training program. They have been in the training program for several seasons now. And we are also a wider family of runners, including Coach Suja, Swati in India, now in Aparna and Suja's mom and aunt in the master's program. So it's a and Raghu, my co-brother, who is also a senior runner in the group. So it's a huge family of runners. So
It's
I'm a small
exciting.
part of that. So
Absolutely. And he's a Boston bazooka based out of Boston. And, only a coach can talk about his or her runners in a very proud way. So I have to do that. Even though this is called Walk, I mean, this is Zoom with the coach episode. But let me take 1 minute of creative license and talk a little bit about why Coach Srivatsan, is one of our sort of, runners in the top echelons of runners high. He is, like clearly. First point I want to tell you is he started off with zero, no background of long distance running. Absolutely no background. It's not as if he had been running 5Ks and 10Ks in college and then stopped running. No. You should go and look at his podcast when I had with him. Zero running, never run in life. Maybe
yeah,
there a little.
my exposure to athletics was chess and carom before I arrived here.
There you go. And he joins me, and then he starts running for a half marathon. Obviously, everybody will start off with a half marathon. Normally, would have started off with a 5K, 10K, but I give it to him. There are folks who start off with a half marathon too. He joins me, and within 3 weeks, I'm telling him in his first season, I'm telling him, Stevenson, I think half marathon is going to be a pointless waste of time for you. Let's just go directly and train for full marathon. And he's like, okay, let's do full marathon. I mean, he doesn't know what he's getting into, but he feels like, trusted coach a student relationship as well as a friend relationship. And first season, he trains for a full marathon straight, not done anything, no races ever. Forget about half marathon, no races ever. The first race he does is in the middle of COVID, a full marathon, running alone and destroying the run. Unbelievable run. I mean, I don't know, is it 4 hours, 30 minutes or something? I remember
4:40. Yeah.
4 hours, 40 minutes, first run. And that's it. And now he's what, 3, 4 full marathons done? How many you have done till now, Srivatsan?
5 done, yeah.
5 full marathons done already, and he's broken a 4. And let me tell you guys, I'm still coaching him. I'm so proud. As I said, I'm his proud coach. All seasons I'm his coach. He hasn't seen anybody else. He's only been with me, so I know his journey from from the beginning to where he is now. Nowadays he gives 8 sub-8 runs as if it is just everyday routine, and it's just nuts. So all of you must follow him, Coach Srivatsan in Strava. You must follow him, not for anything else, just how he delivers run after run. Folks who are afraid of heart rate, you should look at him. You will get an inferiority complex because the guy's heart rate never goes up. I don't know what the hell is happening there. His heart rate just doesn't go up. Blessed person, obviously is tall. He's got a long strides. All of these things help him. He's lightweight, is not as heavy as me with excess flab and all that. So all of this comes together in his running, and now he's 5 full marathon season runner. So he knows how to control his energy levels, and he knows his theory well, his practice well. So coach, apart from a lovely student of mine, a great friend of mine, I think you're also a beautiful role model for some of the top echelon full marathoners in our company, in our organization.
All things said, I think I'm a small piece of that because I get a lot of inspiration from all my fellow runners and including my runners in my team. So like it's I think running is more about the focus and the discipline that builds rather than pace and other things like that. And that you can get inspiration from pretty much everybody around you. So this group is just amazing for that.
And we will spend some time talking about that, the mental strength portion of it this episodes. But coach, you said we are at the 50% mark of our journey. So what are some of the things that sort of, first of all, aren't we proud of our runners?
It is just incredible. And considering we had 200 plus brand new runners, and some of them actually moved from the light program to the pro program, and all of them have done so beautifully to come to this point, and it's just mind-blowing. And I don't think there is a single other running club in this entire country which can have this kind of a turnaround record in terms of the number of runners and the kind of people that are part of this group. That's just
so inspiring to us. You are right. So inspiring to us. So thank you guys and congratulations. Okay. Coming to a little more than the midpoint in terms of the weeks, like 8 weeks, 16-week program. You've done, this is the 8th week, plus 2 weeks. You've already done a warm-up as well. So you've actually done 10 weeks of training. That means you are on a journey of life-changing journey already. It's not about just getting to the race and finishing the race and all that. That's a given. I guarantee you, if you come till 10 weeks, you will go till 16 weeks. There's no doubt about it. All the basic problems that would normally inhibit people, you're already ahead of that. Now it's just a question of doing more of what you're doing already. So congratulations. We all are very proud of you. You inspire us to do what we want to do. Whenever sometimes I get bored to do, I look at my runners and I say, hey, these guys can do, they're listening to me. I might as well do the same thing and show them as a good role model. So thank you for being that inspiration for all of us coaches. So Srivatsan, let me ask you one question, since even though you're hosting, but I guess I would love to host you too, because you are also a massive amount of awesome knowledge. So what should a runner be thinking about? What are some of the exciting things that are coming our runners' way now that they are in the 50%?
So interestingly, even though in terms of the weeks, everybody has run more than half their season, in terms of miles, they are hitting the midpoint, the exact 50%, somewhere around this week.
Wait.
Every group of runner is hitting only the middle point. Even though we have done 10 of the 16 weeks, they are hitting their middle point somewhere around.
Let me then ask you, let me make sure I understand what you just now said. So are you saying, let's say for the entire 16 weeks, a runner has to run 100 miles total? Are you saying they have run now 50 miles and 50 more miles need to be run? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, we have about 4 weeks or 1 week of in this meso and 3 more weeks in the peak meso, and about 50% of the miles are going to come in just those 4 weeks.
Wait. So, guys, let me lay context because it's a very important thing I want all of you to understand. You've spent 8 full weeks of training, right? So in 8 weeks of training, you've done 50% of the miles that you are expected to run for the season. And in the next 4 weeks, you will be running the remaining 50% of the miles. That's what I think Coach Srivatsan is saying.
Yes.
Or in other words, your workload is going to double from the last week of your journey. It's just going to start doubling from here. Now, that seems like a pretty ominous sort of sign. So why should a runner feel comfortable? Like, why do you think he can be able to do it? Like, what is happening here?
It's already happening. Actually, in this mesocycle, this is the so-called injury mesocycle, because everybody feels the extra soreness. They all see it and they still go out and take the punishment and keep doing their miles. So they are ready. Their body is getting prepared. Every mesocycle, you prepare your body for the next one, and whatever your work you've put in all this time gets you ready for the last 4 weeks.
That's the beauty, guys, of the structured training program. While it might seem like madness and seems to be no sort of logic, trust me, guys, there is a lot of logic in what we're doing. That's the beauty of a structured training program. So if I have to explain this to you, the first half that you've been training for is going to come together to deliver the second half of the training. So you have trained for the first half, for the second half, and the training you're going to do for the second half is going to be helping you for the race day. That's the setup. If you can't directly jump into second half without the first 8 weeks of preparation, that you can do just 3 weeks of preparation and then jump into the second half. In fact, most wrong runners do that and get injured. I have myself have done it. Without a structured training program, that's what I would have done. I would have done randomly for 3-4 weeks and then suddenly go into a huge distance training, and then either that's just a crapshoot from that point onwards. So what Coach Srivatsan is saying is, you all are ready. Don't even think about anything. While that 50% seems like an ominous number, those things will just happen by just doing the brilliant basics, which is just following through all the things that we are saying on a daily basis.
Excellent. And to that end, there are a couple of very interesting events that are coming up. Do we want to talk about that?
Yes, please go ahead.
So the first one, we are all such nice people as coaches. And we know you guys have been putting in so much work for every week. So we are going to be very generous and give you 1 week of rest before we jump onto the craziest of all your mesocycles, which is your peak meso. So Bala, do you want to talk about it a little more?
Yes, let's talk a little bit about it. So first of all, let's give the timings. So the rest week, folks, so today this is the 2nd of September, and you will finish your 2nd weeks of the 3rd meso this week. And then 3rd week of the 3rd meso is the next week, which will be ending on the 10th of September. Okay, that is Saturday's 10th. So you will finish the 3 mesos by 10th of September. So from 11th to the 17th, if I add the Sunday also, then 11th to 18th, 8 days, we are going to give complete off and rest for all of you. We talked about this in the last Walk with the Coach also in my London episode. Rest week's idea here is very simple. Rest. That's it. There's no thinking, no overthinking. What really happens is, as Coach was talking about, there is a lot of accumulation of stress that has taken place in the last, especially for new runners. For senior runners, that's okay. The body is already trained well. But if you are in that category where you finish a long run and come back and your body is paining for the next 8 hours, or sore for the next 8 hours, then you are in the bucket of this sort of newish runners where body is taking a pounding. Okay, it's not as if for me and Srivatsan body will feel fantastic, but we will recover very quickly. Maybe in 1 hour I can go for another round of golf or something after doing a 16-mile or 18-mile run. But when I was in the initial phase, if I do a long run, I am down for 8 hours, where I am like limping and feeling miserable. Basically, that's a normal thing. Your body is taken a lot of pounding, and it's taking some time to sort of mend all the muscle fiber, all the stuff that is happening. So, but but you give some time, you give that break after long run, and then you start running. So it is not as if you've given all the time for the body to recover. There is always an accumulation of some, sort of to repair area is still there. Our time was not there because the next set of running has taken place. Again, some more body wear and tear is taking place, right? So this is getting accumulated over a period of last 3 weeks, 3 mesos. So the entire rest week is basically, hey body, thank you for supporting me in this journey. Now I am your servant. You take care of mending everything. I will not give you any more additional homework. I will just relax and do some tender, loving care to my body. I'll go and do some massaging. I'll do some yoga, meditation, other things like, some lighter things in life, and just do it so that when I'm ready after a week, I will feel fully mended, and then I'll go back. That's how I say it. What do you think, rest week? Is that a fair representation?
So yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with rest week. I think a lot of runners will kind of come to realize it at some point in this in this cycle as well. There have been seasons where I would be like, oh God, thank God that's a rest week next week. But for most of us, especially people who are in the higher end in the metric dash, who are so used to just getting out every day, getting your run done, getting your strength training done, you will suddenly feel like your life has nothing. You are empty. Everything in your calendar is empty. What do I do? So it will be a challenge from that point of view. But just ignore that. Take it easy on yourself. Let your body get rid of all the residual stress. Like, I'm a material scientist, so that's the term I like to use. Residual stress that you've built up in your system. Get it all out of your system. Like Coach Bala said, just go for a massage, go for things that help you relax, and mentally and physically you are fresh when you get into the peak meso. Then you're good to go.
Absolutely. And we'll talk about peak meso a little later right now. And let's bring this episode home, Srivatsan, and then maybe we should talk then. That is one thing that everybody should know. What is the second thing you are
So yeah, now that we have made this awesome journey up to this point, I think it's time to pat ourselves on the back and enjoy what we have achieved so far. To that end, we are going to have what we call our interim State of the Union. And in terms of details and the date, Coach Bala?
Yes. So please all mark your calendars. September, I'm looking at the calendar now, September 9th, which is a Friday, around 9 p.m. 9 p.m. It's a 1 hour or to 1 hour 15-minute
slot
webinar. So it's not a Zoom video meeting. It's a webinar, so that it's like at scale, everybody can participate. Questions, of course, you can type in the questions, and the entire idea here is, as Coach Srivatsan said, we will celebrate the journey thus far, but more importantly, we will provide you a package of things that you need to learn, learnings and experiences from our side that we will offer you, that you need to keep that in mind as a guiding post for the remaining portion of the series, where you will complete the next 50% of your miles. Okay, so even though it's only a couple of weeks remaining for the season, but the distance wise, you still have 50 more, sort of 50% of the miles that needs to be covered almost. So we will give you that. So it's a 1 hour 15-minute webinar, State of the Union, interim State of the Union. That means we'll have a final State of the Union after the end of the season. The roots of this was, it's a tradition that we want to maintain, right? And the tradition is that earlier in the season, when we were just 5 people and 20 people and like that, this used to be the time when we used to come in, listen from the early runners who are basically kids. So we offered them a chance to talk about their journey, and then all the parents will be there to support them. So that idea was to make them feel special and also like hear them out about their journey. And it ended up in inspiring so many parents. So that's why we keep it. And then it was also time for us to party. And that's what we're doing. We're going to have a party tonight, which is we are recording about a couple of hours before the party. So this is the party, runners party tonight. And the actual webinar of State of the Union will happen on the 9th. All of you must attend, and let's all come together, celebrate each other's success, do some learning, a little bit of, stepping back and learning, learn things. Nothing, repetition doesn't spoil the prayer, as I always say. Just because you've done 4 marathons doesn't mean that you know everything. So it always good to, again, refresh what needs to happen. and listen from us, coaches. We will prepare the right content and deliver it in a crisp manner for all of you to sort of take away. And then let's go and attack the second portion of the season. Okay.
Fantastic. With that, we will close this episode and see you again in the next one.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.